Students, hope you all are good and safe at home. Today we'll start our first class of social studies, and our first chapter is the story of past history. Firstly, we will understand about the history, what it is, then we will go through the categories of the past time. So, firstly, the question strike in our mind, what is history? As we can see, it is the study of past events, and it is derived from the Greek word historia, which means finding out. Now, as we can see, past time is divided into two categories, prehistory and history. So come, let's understand what is prehistory. Prehistory is the period of study before the invention of writing. I will repeat once again, listen carefully. Prehistory is the period of study before the invention of writing. Now, let's move on to history. It is the period after invention of writing. I will repeat. It is the period after invention of the writing. Now, let's move on to next topic, need to study history. Why there is need to study history? Why it is our subject to study? Many questions come in our mind. Let's clear all our doubts about that. Study of history is very important for us in many ways, like to know our past. Most part of the social science other than history tells us about the world in the present. But history helps us to understand how the present evolved. It teaches us about the past, which is important to understand the present. History is a systematic study of the past events. Actually, it is a continuous story of an event leading to another. Studying history is the key to know our present. Now, next point, know about human culture and civilization. With the help of history, we come to know about the art, architecture, literature, customs, religions, etc. Different societies and culture. Thus, it is helpful in gaining knowledge of the continuous development of human culture and civilization. Now we move to next point, to lead a better life. History helps us to learn from the past experiences and molds our future in a better way. Through history, we come to know about our ancestors, their struggles for existence, their problems and their achievements. This helps us a lot in understanding the present day problems and seeking their solution in a better way. It provides comprehensive and chronological analysis of our past. Now, next point, to know about the kings and the ordinary people. History enables us to know about the kings and statesmen as well as the ordinary people of different times. It presents before us the social structure of the society in the past. Next point, to develop important skill and qualities. The study of history helps us to understand the basic nature of our society. With the help of various examples, it cautions people from social evils like slavery, casteism, illiteracy, selfishness, etc. It also promotes the spirit of tolerance, coexistence, and universal brotherhood. Now we move on to last point, to know about the evolution of different languages. History enables us to know about the origin and evolution of different languages that we speak today. These languages and scripts help us a lot in understanding our past. We'll understand the next topic, need to compartmentalize history into ancient, medieval and modern periods. The need to compartmentalize or periodize history into ancient, medieval and modern period is necessary to understand this subject in chronological order. We know that the social, political, economic, cultural, and technological changes did not occur simultaneously all over the world. Therefore, the process of compartmentalization has also been different. For example, the Renaissance period began in Europe from the 14th century AD. From the 14th century AD, the human beings were capable of making their own decisions. They were modern in contrast to medieval human beings. However, at the same time, the Indian subcontinent was experiencing the medieval period. Its main reason was that the changes in the institution, organization, and cultures, etc., did not take place at the same time. The humanists used the word modern for the period starting from the 15th century onwards in the Western context. How can we determine change of a period? The answer to this question is when there are major changes in different social, political, economic, and cultural institutions that are altogether different from the previous ones, we can say the period has changed. That is why the periodization is not the same in different societies and countries. In Western countries, the periodization may be as under. Up to 5th century AD, the ancient period, 5th to 14th century AD, the medieval period, 15th century onwards, the modern period. However, historians have questioned the above mentioned periodization. On the other hand, in the Indian context, this periodization may be as under. Up to 7th century AD, it is called the ancient period. From 8th century to 17th century AD, it is called the medieval period. From 18th century onwards, it is called the modern period. Know who was Herodotus? Herodotus was the father of history. He is called the father of history. He was a Greek historian who was the first person to collect the materials, test their accuracy, and arrange them in a systematic manner. Let's revise all the important points once again. History is the study of past events. Prehistory is the period of time before written records were made. History helps us to understand how the present evolved. The need to compartmentalize history into the ancient, medieval, and modern period is necessary to understand the subject in chronological order. Students, try to understand the chapter and read it properly. In the next class, we will come with the exercises and worksheet. Thank you. Students, try to understand the chapter and read it properly. In the next